Hi, Dr. Tammy here with 100% Natural Baby. Today I'm going to be talking about the reasons that you may be struggling to get pregnant. And in all of my research and all of my working with patients, thousands of patients working with hormone levels, what I have found is that through my own issues with infertility, my own issues with hormone imbalance, and helping people, that at the root of all infertility is one simple, basic thing, and that's hormones. So in trying to help patients and help patients understand hormone imbalances, which can affect your mood, which can affect everything in your life, hormones drive every process in your body. They drive your metabolism, they drive your sleep, they drive everything that you do. And they also dictate whether you're able to get pregnant or whether you're able to maintain a pregnancy and whether that's a healthy pregnancy. So today what I want to share with you is progesterone. And it's interesting because the word progesterone in medicine or in Latin comes from the root term pro, meaning for, and gesterone is gestation. And gestation just means pregnancy. So for pregnancy. So the whole hormone progesterone is made to both promote and to maintain pregnancy. So why does a woman who's not pregnant need progesterone? Well, we all have all these hormones that are running through our bodies at all times, and men and women both have estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, all the different hormones. It's just the balance and the timing. So balance and timing is everything with hormones. And the number one reason that women can't get pregnant is progesterone deficiency. And the number one reason that women have problems with any kind of female issues that they have with fertility or with PCOS, endometriosis, heavy periods, bleeding, PMS, anything, is usually at the root cause low progesterone. And progesterone and estrogen are the yin to the yang of each other, and they balance each other out. Now this is the chemical structure of progesterone, and I never was a big fan of organic chemistry. Never made much sense to me, and it was a lot of memorization of all these little different carbon, hydrogen, oxygen molecules on these little hexagons and houses. But what's relevant is that the difference between a natural progesterone molecule and a synthetic progesterone molecule is just the difference of adding another carbon, hydrogen, oxygen molecules on that, and it completely changes the structure. And in medicine and in science, there tends to be this trend that it's almost the same thing, not quite the same thing. And so in some upcoming videos, I'm going to be talking about some different issues why hormones get unbalanced and why we have progesterone deficiency. And some of those things are the well-meaning scientist or the well-meaning medical community that tries to fix some of these deficiencies by just changing a few molecules and tweaking things or genetically modifying things. And what we end up with is we think it's the same thing, but it's not, and it doesn't act the same. So when you take synthetic progesterone, like in birth control pills or in synthetic hormones, we think it's the same thing, but it's not the same thing, and it doesn't act the same. So why don't they teach this stuff in medical school? Why do they teach medical doctors that this synthetic is just as good as the natural progesterone? And part of the reason for that is because you can't patent a hormone that God made, so you have to tweak it and change it, and you can make money when you patent something. So there's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misinformation about hormones. So part of what you've probably been struggling with is misinformation and myths, and all of that is all just kind of out there. So what we want to do is we want to demystify some of that, and I want to share with you that it's just so simple that you can get your progesterone balanced naturally, and it's relatively easy to do that. And it may surprise you how we do that, and we go back to two different root systems, and I'm going to talk about those in other videos, so there's not enough time to talk about that here. But one of those is a process called methylation, and that's how our body clears toxins. And one of those is from a most unlikely place, but it really is the root. We say we are what we eat. What we eat is really the root of everything that we do. And so I'm going to be talking about something called leaky gut. And these two things that happen that we are environmentally influenced by completely affect our natural progesterone balance in the body. So having that regulated is very, very important. So I'm going to be talking about those two causes and how our progesterone gets unbalanced. But the main thing I want to start with and just kind of share with you a little bit here is that a female, if she has a menstrual cycle and is wanting to get pregnant, we have 28 days. So if we plotted out 28 days on the menstrual cycle, what we see is that this first part of the cycle is estrogen driven. I'm just going to do that with an E there. And the second part of the cycle, there's some feedback that happens with the brain. Hormones get triggered, is progesterone driven. And what happens is during this estrogen phase, your endometrial or your uterine lining is building up. And then if an egg pops out at day 14, which is about halfway in between, this is the day called ovulation. If that egg gets fertilized, then progesterone kicks in to make the uterus a healthy environment for the baby to grow, progestation. But if the egg doesn't get fertilized, or if you don't pop out an egg because you're not ovulating, then what happens is estrogen continues to build up, and it continues to make that lining get thick. So the problems you have with uterine fibroids, with endometriosis, with heavy bleeding, with PMS, with bloating, all those things that, migraines, all those things that happen with too much estrogen are from a progesterone deficiency, because we need progesterone to balance that out. So the beautiful thing is you can use natural progesterone, not synthetic, and you can use it about days 11 through 21 of the menstrual cycle to calm down this estrogen peak. And that will increase your ovulation. And so we do that and cycle that. And if we did nothing else, even if we didn't change your diet, even if we didn't talk about certain supplements and genetics of methylation, we would still have a huge impact. So that's what's very exciting, and we get to share this with women every day, and it's a very simple thing to do. And sometimes we don't have to do anything with this, and women will get pregnant within 2 to 3 cycles. Now, the beautiful thing about natural progesterone, progestation, is that it actually promotes the pregnancy. So if your progesterone is low, you're more likely to miscarriage, which can be devastating. And I experienced that myself, and you do not want to experience that if you haven't already. So using natural progesterone once you get pregnant can also promote the pregnancy and a healthy pregnancy as well. So upcoming videos, those things about leaky gut and methylation are very important as far as having a healthy baby. But the process for just getting a healthy ovulation, healthy menstrual cycle, healthy lining, healthy environment for you to be able to get pregnant, all this is very important. So hope this was helpful, and we'll see you in upcoming videos.